what's going on, everyone? This is Jay from Premier Gaming Entertainment, and I'm here to give you my analysis and takeaways video from our Peach Bowl performance that came on Saturday. I know this is a little bit late for me to be actually making the video versus when I usually do it, but I wanted to actually sit back, reflect on it. Didn't want to make an emotional video without really sitting back in and properly analyzing everything and giving a fair and honest video about how I felt about the game. So first of all, we got smashed, and I don't even know how to get started with it. I mean, first of all, I know that we were missing a bunch of our key guys who decided they didn't want to play in the game for whatever reason. Did it show? Yes. Florida didn't sit any of their guys. They all decided that they wanted to play in this, I guess, quote-unquote, meaningless game. But it showed that these guys are missing, but I don't think it would have made a difference. We still would have lost the game. Would have maybe bridged the gap and we lost by less, probably so. Would we have probably given up a little bit less? Probably so, but we still would have lost this game. I don't know what it is as far as us finishing off seasons, man. It's like the pattern has been, for the most part, start off well, and then at the end of the season we just fade. I mean, we just fade away more than the Michael Jordan jump shot, man. It's just started the season, so much potential, we're doing well, we're winning consecutive games, and then we get to the end of the season and it's like everything just shuts down. It's like it's been a pattern. We'll lose. Obviously, we lose the last regular season game. That's been a given. But sometimes we lose the game before that too, and now we can't close out bowl games. And I don't know if it's just we just pack it in. It's just that we lose that game against Ohio, and then it's like we don't care anymore. I don't know what it is, but I had a chance to watch, for the most part, the game. I mean, I missed a little bit of parts here and there, but for the most part, I watched the game. Don't even want to watch the replay of it for the parts that I missed, because I'll just be even more upset, and I don't feel like doing that. We didn't play with any heart with this game, except for a few guys that looked like they were putting their, like, Khalid Hudson looked like he was putting everything out on the line. He was basically cussing everyone out on the sideline, trying to get everyone fired up. Seemed like he was the only one that cared. They showed a shot, everyone was sitting there, their heads down, look like they're sulking on the bench, and he was the only one out there trying to get the guys going, trying to fire them up, trying to do something. Did it work? No. But at least he seemed like he was trying. And to be honest with you, I think part of the reason, and I don't think it's the only reason, but let's be honest, man. Your two captains for the whole season, the two guys that I'm sure other players looked up to lead them into the battle, into these games, the guys that these guys, like I said, looked up to and looked for guidance or were motivated to play because of, they both, for personal reasons, decided that they didn't want to be bothered to play in this game. You can say what you want, you can speculate, you can give your excuses for them, but the bottom line is for personal reasons, these guys decided that they didn't want to play in this game. This game was not good enough or important enough for them to play in. And I'm pretty sure that mentally, I don't care about what anybody says, mentally, that affected the rest of the team. I mean, I know if someone that was supposed to be a leader for me decided that they didn't want to be bothered with something, and it didn't mean that, and it wasn't that important to them, to the point where they just decided they're going to do their own thing. I'm not going to say me personally, but I could say that other people might look at that and say, well, if he doesn't care about it, why should I care about it? If he ain't going to give 100% to the team, why should I give 100% to the team? So I can understand why we would come up short, despite, I know Harbaugh announced 2 other captains for the game, whatever, but it was too late, man. Like I said, what motivation do the other players have when these guys who are the captains put it out there that they would rather do something else than play in this game that's supposed to be this important? So, this is the result of, and this is the outcome of what happens when these things happen. Guys don't give 100%. And we got a lot, we have a whole lot that we have to cover up. We have a whole lot that we have to fix. And going into 2019, man, we have a whole lot that we need to do for this team. Let's face it, right now, as a team, as a squad, this team, despite the season that they had, they're not good enough to play with the big boys. I hate to say this, but I'm almost glad that we didn't play Alabama in the college football playoffs. I mean, it's hard for me to say that because of the circumstances which led to us not playing them. And I would never in my life want that to happen again. But I feel as though if we had played Alabama, we would have got even more embarrassed in that football game than we did against Florida in the Peach Bowl. We just don't stack up against them, man. And I don't know if it's just we get tired at the end of the year, we fade out. I don't know what it is, but our team plays well against the teams that we're supposed to beat. But then when it comes to playing the elite teams, we just seem mediocre. And I'm pretty sure Florida is not that much better of a team, at least I think anyways, than us. And look how we ended up against Florida. So could you imagine how we would have played against Alabama? So we're just not there yet. The way this team is made up, we're good enough to get 9 or 10 wins. We have the ability to eventually play for the Big Ten. But in order for us to beat Alabama, we have to be a team that's recruiting at an Alabama level every single year. We can't be middle of the pack. We can't be the bottom of the top 10. We have to be top 5 recruiting every single year. Because let's face it, if Alabama keeps getting the best recruits, all the 5-star guys, I know 5-star rating stuff is, to me, overrated to an extent anyways. Because, you could see, like, for example, how much of an impact Aubrey Sullivan had given us at Michigan over the course of the time that he was here. Him being this big 5-star recruit. I mean, next to nothing. So, but the point I'm trying to make is we have to have our recruiting up at an Alabama level or up at a Clemson level in order to compete with these guys. I mean, look what Clemson did to Notre Dame in their final or semifinal game. At the end of the day, their talent just overwhelmed a Notre Dame team that, was a solid team, but I feel that they just didn't stack up against Clemson either. So until we can get on that consistent level of getting that type of talent, we're going to be behind these guys. Where this team goes moving forward, I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to make a video about 2019 going forward, but man, this season really just ended up. It started so high, had so much potential, and just ended up in a flop. It just left a real sour taste in my mouth, to be honest with you. And I know a lot of Michigan fans out there. First of all, I didn't care about the game. Probably didn't even watch the game. And proof is in the pudding with, just the amount of people who commented and responded to my videos about this Peach Bowl. And then seeing that, as far as the tickets to the Peach Bowl, not a lot of, they didn't even sell 60% of the tickets to the game. So fans overall for Michigan were not excited about this game. And it reflected in the game, in the score, the effort of the team, everything. So Harbaugh's got to find some way to fix this. He's got to find some way to get this team beyond where we end up being at the end of each season. First of all, it starts with us being Ohio State. Let's start there. I think if we do that and play up to our potential, it'll at least help with the end of the season. But if we keep losing to Ohio State, we're going to end up losing and ending the season the way we do for the last few years. So, anyways, that's for the video. I don't want to get into too much detail about the game. I'll just give a brief rundown anyways before I cut the video short. But defensively, like I said, we're missing our key guys, especially missing Devin Bush in the middle there. And Florida just ran the ball down our throats, whether it be Felipe Franks running the ball. This is the same guy that we just basically owned a year ago when we played them in the first game of the season. And they just ran the ball down our throats, right up the middle, too. It was not like they did anything creative or anything like that. They just ran the ball straight up the middle, down our throats, and we couldn't stop it. Offensively, still very challenged as a team. And Harbaugh, we have to change up our offense. It stinks. I know Florida is a good defensive team, but we were lucky to even score, I'm going to say 13 points, because the 15, 2 of that's on the safety from Khalid Hudson getting a block punt for safety. So, really, we can only muster up 13 points. We're lucky to do that. Our offense is just so stagnant. It's so... there's no explosion to it. It's very slow and predictive. It's very outdated. And, it's not a... If our defense is having a bad game, our offense it's just gonna make it look that much worse. There's not an offense that you can be like, man, we can score on anybody. Man, we can come back from any score. No. Our offense is basically suited for our defense shutting the other team down and just controlling the ball, forcing the other team into mistakes, and winning close games. It's not for coming back. It's not for scoring a high number of points or getting a high amount of yards or anything like that. There's no explosion. There's no big plays. It's just move the ball methodically up the field, and hopefully we score out of it. We got so many big players, and out of it, we just don't make big plays. And that's the part I don't understand. You would think that in a game like this, we'd be like, oh, let's open up the offense. No. Let's spread the ball out. Let's have 3-4 wide receiver sets. Let's try different things in the running game. No. I mean, the stubbornness of our offense is just ridiculous. Like I said, I hope that Harbaugh will hire an actual offensive coordinator and give them the actual title of OC and just release all authority over the offense and let them do their thing. Because this 1980s Jim Harbaugh-led offense, it's just not cutting it right now. So, anyways, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching the video. If you like it, definitely feel free to leave a like on the video. As I mentioned before, if you haven't already, please click the bell and turn on notifications. I'll let you know every time that I post a video, or if I decide to go live, which is something I plan to do hopefully later on for 2019. Definitely, share this video with as many people as possible. Leave me a comment in the comment section below and let me know how you feel about the game. Did you watch it? Did you turn it off early? What you feel about, how you feel about Michigan football going forward into 2019. And if you like my content and you enjoy it, definitely subscribe to the channel. The channel is definitely growing, and I want it to grow even more. So definitely subscribe to the channel if you like my content. Anyways, thank you for watching the video, and go Blue.